Up next, we got to check in with the UK because they are not okay. I mean, this latest censorship story, this latest free speech nightmare out of the UK, guys. Well, we're going to take a listen to some reporting from GB News, the right leaning news source over in the UK. But honestly, this is just dystopian.
Extraordinary breaking news, which you just heard there from San Francis. Lucy Connelly, she's the wife of a Conservative councillor. Her appeal against the 31-month sentence for putting out an intemperate tweet in the aftermath of the Southport murders has been dismissed. So she will remain in prison. She's not particularly... She's
Let's just have a minute to think about this country, right? This is a mother who has now got 284 days to remain away from her child and her husband, and who knows, her parents, maybe, her extended family, because she wrote one angry post on social media. And she also says that this is because she herself was suffering from bereavement.
Yeah.
Tell you what she said. This was in the wake of the stabbings in Southport. Her post read on X, Twitter, "Mass deportation now. Set fire to all the bleep hotels full of bleeps for all I care. If that makes me racist, so be it." It was up for about 3.5 hours. It was viewed 300,000 times. She thought that was probably a mistake, wasn't it? I let my anger get in the way.
Yeah.
She deleted it.
31 months in jail, nearly 3 years.
The implication being of this...
Prison's being overflowing, by the way.
What does it mean if you live in a country where you can't express your views, no matter how unpalatable they might be to other people? That you can literally have a knock on the door, you get arrested, you get put into prison, you get taken away from your children. What good does this do other than to tell you at home, keep your voices shut, wind your necks in, I don't want you to say what you think? This is what this government are telling us.
Wow. Just wow. Nearly 3 years in jail for an angry and unhinged tweet. That is not something that happens in a free country or in a country with any semblance of free speech, y'all. It is simply not. To be clear, her tweet was wrong. You should never, and this clearly I don't think was meant literally, it was meant in an inflammatory and hyperbolic way. You should never call for violence in any way, no matter how upset you are about, in this case, it was in the aftermath of a tragic crime that I think they believed to be committed by an illegal immigrant. It turned out not to be. But anyway, it was this passionate thing. She deleted just a few hours after she posted it. It was wrong. It was irresponsible. Maybe she should have been banned from Twitter from it or faced some sort of civil consequence, like in society. Maybe she could have gotten pushback from friends and family saying, like, you went too far, delete this. But the idea that it is a criminal matter or that somebody would be put behind bars for years simply because of, like the host said, an intemperate or angry tweet in the aftermath of a tragedy, that is dystopian. That is Orwellian. And I know that stuff gets overused and people are like very quick to say that, but it really is. And it's not just this one woman. This is a widespread phenomenon in the United Kingdom. Our cultural neighbors, who at least historically had a proud tradition in their common law of free speech and an open society, well, they've now gone this really disturbing and dark path. And there's extensive reporting on this. I've talked about that on the show before, of hundreds and even thousands of people being investigated, charged, and in some cases imprisoned over social media posts. Like, there's such a clear chilling effect from that in a democratic society where everyone's supposed to voice their views, supposed to hash it all out, and then may the best idea win. You can't do that when people are afraid to speak in anger or in passion because they might end up going to jail for years. We're not even talking about paying a fine and like getting in trouble and having to go to court. We're talking about multiple years in prison. And I mean, I am more sympathetic because she's a mother, she has kids she'll miss out on. Legally, that's not really relevant because, I mean, if two people commit the same crime, it should be the same punishment regardless of their personal circumstances. But it does make you feel worse for the woman just personally. And this is what I always come back to with these crazy stories. Like, to some extent, I'm like, wow. And I just marvel at the insane nature of it all across the pond. But I always come back to this important truth. This would absolutely happen in some blue states in America, or maybe in some red states on some other issues, if we did not have a First Amendment that was robustly upheld by our legal system. It's not perfect, doesn't always do the job, But by and large, it ensures that this kind of dystopian thing could never happen in the United States. And for that, it should be cherished and jealously protected and defended from people on either side who would chip away at it. Or we could very well end up just a few years down the road with situations like this happening in our country.